Okay, and we're live. Thanks everyone for tuning in to another installment, because I don't even know if this is an episodic thing, but another installment of Sunday's Listening Sesh. It's a special installment. Tonight we're going to be going over the new project Monk is the Master, Alien is the Legend by Jerome Duffy and Blonju. And of course, as always, we're joined by the two legends and master right here. And on top of the listening sesh, after we're done getting through it and talking about it a little bit, they're going to be announcing the winner to their body is a body contest. So, or body is not a body contest. So
Body is
that'll
not a potty.
the potty is same shit, different toilet is not the situation here. A potty is not a potty, man. Um, Okay, MCP says I have to exit out. I don't know if he's going back to work or anything, but he also dropped the link to the Genius, so I'll talk about that Actually, I'll talk about that right now. We're here. So real quick, the project is available everywhere, and MCP has been doing dope shit. How do I pull you up? He's been picking certain joints, and what do you call it? What you call it, like put like submit,
Transcribing the lyrics.
yeah,
Transcribing the lyrics.
yeah, transcribing and then submitting them to Genius and getting them put on Genius. So uh oh, here we go. Look, I'm not gonna take time to frame it or whatever, but this is like transmission is up. This is Jew and Duffy, produced by Exert,
Oh
right? So
wow.
you got all the
Wow.
lyrics right here. Bong on Genius. It's live. If you guys wanted to do any of those like hyperlinks to the meanings of bars or whatever, he said that anybody could go do that. So definitely when you guys have time, do some of that. I love seeing those on Genius. Yeah. So there's
I
That's
didn't.
so
that.
dope.
You guys are up.
Salute MCP, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that because I wasn't gonna sit there and write out all my lyrics.
Yeah, and this dude doesn't write his lyrics, so you
Yeah.
got to transcribe those.
Hell yeah, man. So yeah, thanks to MCP and everybody who who does that extra, bro. Like shit, he's doing this just off the strength. I saw that also last night he had put up a hit and run. Oh shit, am I supposed to? Ooh, is was it hit and run? I'm like, I gotta start remembering what songs I'm
Yeah.
not allowed to talk about. He put up hit and run
No,
with
you
Bison and
Solu.
Solu. That's right. That's right, and
Off
that's
of
our
Solu's new album. Yeah, that's the Bison feature off Solu's album, and it's
available
cool watching
everywhere.
MCP do that. Yeah, and MCP's like doing like almost like karaoke videos of these songs on his page. It's so cool watching him just get crunk
Yes.
to our community music.
Yes, yes, man. He's out here. He's solid. He means it. Um, but anyway, so this brings us to tonight's motherfucking topic, and that is Monk is a Master, Alien is a Legend. We'll get to playing it, but I mean, just off the rip, your guys' immediate reactions. The shit came out midnight, man. How you feeling?
Very confident,
Hell yeah,
very
man.
proud.
Good, good, good. People been showing love.
A lot of messages. Yeah, Jerome's been working. The monk's been working all day, but yeah, we got a lot of good feedback so far. A lot of people, we dropped on a Monday. I felt like it was the last day of July, and it's a cerebral project, so felt like Monday was a unique day to drop. But I think we'll get some more people listening this week, and looking forward to just having that album out there in the ether for the test of time.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. It's out now, right? Like it's like everyone's always like, "Oh, how does the first day or week or whatever go?" But it's like it's out forever now. Shit.
hmm
Everything
hmm
only stacks on this shit. How you feel, Jerome, man? Exciting?
Yeah, man. I was at work all day, but when I came home, I had hella messages in my box.
That's right, bro. That's what the fuck it should be, dude. You guys went off on this. MCP says it's so good for real. Oh, it's out. Wait, what you mean it's out? we were loud as fuck about it's out last night. Oh, is that because he had an early list or exclusive listen or whatever. Anyway, shit, man.
Yeah.
So it's out just like that, and I think that the rest of the convo maybe just kind of go as we get through these songs. So if you guys are good, I'm gonna get going on these.
Let's go.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Track 1 coordinates. Bro, also, oh, I guess we'll talk about it. I'm about to start, about to start pre-talking about it and shit. Here we go. Coordinates, track 1, man. Let's go. Monk is the master, Alien is the legend by Monk Master and Alien Face.
Earth, a planet inhabited by beings who have strayed so far from their original nature that they are on the brink of self-destruction. But one man amongst them, a Buddhist monk who has dedicated his life to liberating the people of his home world, sends a distress signal on a subspace frequency requesting aid from any intelligent life in the galaxy.
Bro. You know that a project's about to be nuts when that's where we start, you motherfuckers. Holy shit. What the shit, man? Also, it's comforting that there's 16 tracks, because it's like, if it was a 5-piece joint, it's like you can't just use that for that. You know what I mean? But you guys know what's up. What made you, was this the first joint that you guys made, and or what made you, what went into the intro?
No, so everything was already done, and I just thought of the idea one day when I was at work. Like, man, this should have like an intro, a skit in the middle, intermission, and then an outro. And I just wrote down all the dialogue. I just wrote it down on a piece of paper while I was at work.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I sent it to Exert and Blonde Jew and was like, hey, what y'all think about this? And they were like, oh, that's epic, that's dope. And I didn't want to use my voice for it, and Blonde Jew didn't want to use his voice for it, so we had Exert do the voice. And he killed that shit with the narration.
I love that.
And the beat is, we use that beat reoccurring for the 3 joints.
That's right.
And it's actually like a co-produced beat between all 3 of us. Like, I sequenced a sample that became sort of the theme music, and then Exer and Jerome, like, we each have a version of the beat, basically, where one of them did the drums on one, I did the drums on another, Jerome did the drums on another, and Exert actually, like, sort of sequenced that piece of music. So that was all 3 of us kind of coming together to give the album this cohesiveness even more. So it's a great little theme music.
What a set the tone, man. What a set the tone. And real quick, since you mentioned Exert and how you guys are producing, so clearly Jew has production on here, Drum Duffy, Exert, anybody else producing, or is that y'all's tight circle? Hell yeah, hell yeah. It's just those 3 touching the production. It's a few features. There's scratching from Frankie Diesel. I think we'll
right.
kind of.
Yep.
We'll get to the features in a second.
All our homies are dope, so we don't gotta even go outside our circle no more.
This is the point, right? This is the ultimate key to this shit. Like, having so much resources among our own team that we don't have to be at risk of getting screwed, and be at risk of, just like all that. It's so stressful having to think about, like, is this person okay? How much can I work with them? Blah blah blah. So,
right.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Number two, track 2, Distress Signal. Let's get to it. I'm fucking excited.
It's their beats, baby.
This is Venerable Chuan Chi of planet Earth, a Class M planet in the Alpha Quadrant of the Milky Way galaxy. I'm transmitting this message on all available frequencies for someone to intercept and tap into the waves of energy. I'll set the signal to repeat and let it play for centuries, but time is of the essence. I request assistance immediately. The people on my planet plug in, then go to sleep. I tried to be their shepherd, but they choose to go to sleep. They rather live inside a simulation. So attached to the physical body, they try to satisfy it with stimulation. They keep their shields up. This makes it hard to help. They have no common unity, only a sense of self. They live inside a bubble and they don't want it to pop. Every time I wake them up, they always go in the shop. I love my people so much, I don't want to see them go. I want to help them free themselves. I want to see my people grow. They on a path to destruction, and it's time they ought to know. Someone out there needs to intervene. I know we're not alone.
Into the stars for a glamour.
Devour, ladies and gentlemen.
A repenter past the center of the Milky Way. Hoping that you're hearing my whimpers. Just remember that our lives are hanging by the threads. I hope that someone's getting the signal. Are you trolling? I know drafting into darker
The fuck y'all thought? What the fuck y'all thought?
Large floating debris out here.
This is unfair. Yo! What up? What up? What up? We got all kind of guest stars in this hoe. Listen, speaking of guest stars, that was featuring Devour, for those that don't know, is loud and clear. But boy, this is a great start to a piece of collective artwork, bro. What does Devour start on this song like, oh, here's a beat and this is something that we should bring him on to? Does he come on later? How does this work?
Nah, so this was originally gonna be the intro, and it was supposed to be like my character is sending a message to Blonde Jew's character. Unknowingly, I'm just sending a distress signal into space, you know, asking for help from any intelligent life in the galaxy. And Excerpt Beats made the beat.
Yeah.
When I did the verse, I originally everything that I say in the verse, I'm actually like naming songs or naming stuff that's in throughout the album. Now, unbeknownst to anybody who's gonna hear the album, hell of those songs got cut.
Oh, word. I was
that
like,
whole little.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like I'm like referencing every song on the album in the intro, like foreshadowing what's to come.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of it because some of the songs we kept. But,
Right.
man, I recorded my verse and I knew I wanted Devour on there because, you know, he's like I say he's an existential dude, like
Yeah.
in a positive way. He's not like morbid or emo. It's just he sees the world differently. And I knew if I gave him this subject matter, he would tackle it, and he did. I was highly impressed with how his lyrics, like he really understood the assignment.
That's it. And I feel like he proves that a lot with Bar Keepers. For those who aren't familiar, Bar Keepers is an online rap platform that we're all on, so check it out at Bars Kept on Instagram. But yeah, I feel like he, as far as like sticking to the assignment, man, because like, yeah, this doesn't sound like, oh, you gave him a song and it's like, yo, do what you could do, and he just does what he could do. It's like he became a part of it. This thing wouldn't sound right without that. You know what I mean? That was nuts. Paranoid.
Yeah, I was just along for the ride. I didn't have to do anything here. Jerome had a vision, and these guys executed perfectly. So I just received the stems and
Hell yeah.
said, "Give me that shit."
It's perfect to kick in the door. Even if some of them references didn't make it to the album, it's like you're just drummed up, you know. Yeah, what's up?
Jerome and I, Jerome had a really specific vision, and I had to abridge it at times, just from a sound standpoint. I'd be like, and the essence is still there, so like what he intended still happened.
Yeah.
You know, it can be the references can be a little more abstract than specific at times. And
Yeah.
it was awesome. Like we met in the middle in so many ways, and I feel like that's an entendre. That's definitely
That's for sure. Yeah, yeah,
Deep,
yeah.
deeper than the phrase.
Exactly, dude. Hell yeah. Devour says, "Thank you so much for having me." MCP Devour is one of those give him a beat and he gives you back a song. Yes, similar to Defia who just showed up in the chat. Um, hell yeah, dude. Who is this one in the bars? Oh, Solu. That's Solu. What up, Solu? Bars Colony Solu.
Olu.
Hell yeah.
What
What
up,
the
Fire?
fuck? He says, what kind of drugs is Devour on? I want to know. Yeah, I mean, Devour talks about getting crazy fucked up and stuff. I don't know if it's just character or if it really is, but whatever it is, man, we need that guy. Protect Devour at all costs. Um, hell yeah, man. Y'all good? You guys
Mm-hmm.
ready? You guys ready to transition onto transmission?
Yep.
Track 3, transmission.
Exert beats, baby.
Greetings, hello. I don't have another reason. See you in the meadows. We don't even bleed. No reason to keep.
Hold up, fuck off. This is my show. I'll do what I want. I was sitting there busy typing, and I know I love when that beat drops. So we going back. I don't give a shit. Here we go.
Exert beats, baby.
Greetings, hello. I don't have another reason. See you in the meadows. We don't even bleed. No reason to keep the head so we could be the next hope. The power of 20 solar eclipses you can let go. I came from a distant arrangement of planets. Same for the answers. That's all plain. Off the plane we Atlantis. Got 3 fingers and 1/3 eye. Y'all need a lesson on acceptance. That's 1/3 eye. Still no fractions, but past tense is absurd by. They too graphic. Acid that's come first by it. Like humans live a couple lives, dying in traffic. They get a dumb word and love hurts, but some word like. And all the time you spent fighting for your dumb word like it. This life is only a test. And most of us never pass and kick a dumb verse like one verse and some words trial. The alien has landed. That's a one-word die. Been trying to count you out. This is transmission. Mission is get you up off the couch. Man, listen, it's different up in the clouds. I pulled the ship around quick. You got visitors in your house. They're trying to count you out. This is transmission. Mission is get you up off the couch. Man, listen, it's different up in the clouds. I pulled the ship around quick. You got visitors in your house.
Let's
Beam
go.
up. Well, nobody know you missing all the spacecraft doing donuts around the solar system. You already know the mission. Wake 'em up when the solar's missing. Leading the way from the pole position, even though no one listens. We was given a map to the galaxy, but nobody wanna go the distance. No politics and no religion. Home is where the heart is, but if you're heartless, then you don't have a home to live in. Space travel, we don't know the limits. Everything is relative. It's no ending and no beginning. Dilithium crystals in a quantum motor engine. Wormholes hit warp speed when we going in them. It's all facts, you know it's no pretending. I visited a planet inhabited by some beautiful golden women. Took a selfie on the moon, so you know I'm grinning. Brought the alien back home with me, you know I'm winning.
Been trying to count you out. This is transmission. Mission is get you up off the couch. Man, listen, it's different up in the clouds. I pulled the ship around quick. You got visitors in your house. They're trying to count you out. This is transmission. Mission is get you up off the couch.
Man, listen.
It's different up in the clouds. I pulled the ship around quick. You got visitors in your house.
Don't get us demonetized with Poltergeist, homie. Listen. It's only 3 tracks in, and
It was his idea.
I'm already too hot in here, bruh. Like shit, that thing. Shout out to Exert on the canvas, man. That shit sound. It got really. First, it got that bay bounce that I'm dancing to, and then you guys go 120%, like right on point with your like. This is what the fuck we do. This is what this thing is about. This, you know what I mean? Dilithium crystals to your face, motherfucker. Like, damn, son. Damn, son. So, yeah, man. What happens here? The beat's there. The theme, who, you know, obviously that hook is Jew. What's going on, man? Anything special about this one?
Man, that just came together real easy. It's actually, that song was made a year ago, 3 days ago. So like MCP was hitting me up for the lyrics to do the Genius thing. And he was so inspired by that track. And it was cool like Jerome and I've known each other for almost 3 years now. So like we've been making tracks for over 2 years, and this I don't know. I knew when we made it. I was like, this is going to go towards the beginning. This will be kind of my, walk onto the scene,
That's
character,
right.
or
That's
float
right.
onto the scene type move. Like it was just natural. And,
You, you,
X's beats though evoke this shit. Like I got a lot of one verse, one hook type joints with X where X throws a beat. And this was one that we knew would fit this. And Jerome, I love hearing Jerome on a beat like this because I don't think it's something Jerome would normally choose. And like his flow totally sets it off in this like unique, calm but crunk manner to like say what he's saying. And so many memorable lines from Jerome with
yes.
the flow and the cadence here is super unique. Like it's just it's a really catchy beat, and then we were able to kind of transcend the style to make it all kind of alternatively catchy in some way. So
That's exactly how it felt, man. Yeah.
I love the joint. I say that hook in my head a lot as well. It gets stuck in my head.
Man, listen.
Get you up off the couch.
Yeah, it
It's kind of
does, dog.
like some hyphy homeboys in outer space.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like the track makes you feel like it's a party, but you guys are educating, and it doesn't feel like get these nerds off this party track. You know what I mean? It all fucking
Thank you.
works. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It makes so much sense. It's so fucking gangster that you crept. It's a collabo album, and you crept on a track 3. Like all of this is so. It's so just this is what the fuck, man. This is what it is, dog.
There's a towing of the line with all of that. Like we know we're kind of like towing the line, and sometimes and I'm referencing that for Jerome as an inside non-joke, but we're dancing around that like sort of nerd rap, like knowledge, but still hard as fuck, like old school hip hop in the same sense. So we know there's that line, and we're sort of towing it on all sides, and not really restricting ourselves either from whatever happens. So. It's fun. We had fun making that joint. I love this whole record. I love the next joint.
I'm here for it, man. Taking risks, going full-fledged into it. Then there's no way anybody could say like this doesn't go together because you guys are so unequivocally being real about it, Whereas like some other shit, it might be like some nerd rappers who's like, I need to make a party song, or like party rappers who's like, I want to try to do one that got some like metaphysical in it.
Right.
It's like nah.
Right.
Like, you guys are unequivocally being real. So,
well said, Sunday. Well said.
Hell yeah, man. Dope transmission. And again, if you happen to miss a little bit earlier in the show, that's actually the song that our brother MCP has taken the time to transcribe and to submit to Genius. So sorry it's kind of ugly on the frame here. I didn't have time to do it. But here you go, man. So go to genius.com and you got all this shit, the full song here. And and look out for more of those, and maybe you know what I mean, bribe MCP on the side and he might do you one.
Yeah, I didn't know you could do that. Edit, put a link to explain the bars. I'm finna go do that.
Hell yeah. I saw the ones on the Bison song, and I was like, damn, Bison already did that. And MCP said he did it. So, like, anybody could, so you guys could just go on your own shit and write what that's so dope.
Can you change the meaning of somebody else's bars?
I technically think so. He made it sound like I could go in there.
Like Wikipedia?
Yeah. It sounds like it, but yeah. But anyways, that's badass though. I never even knew that we could just like submit and get on Genius without some, crazy paying or being hooked up with someone. So that's dope. Fuck that. We're hooked up with MCP. That's why we're on. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that was Transmish. I'm just gonna start. I disrespect people's album and brand titles and track titles so much. That's Transmish. Ain't No Leaders featuring DJ Frankie D. This is the first time we hear him on the motherfucking wax in this thing. shout out to just mellow ass intro with just Frankie D scratching. What a cool move.
Welcome to my planet. Everybody's a follower led by influencers who distract us from doing politics. I got prescription truth pills, but not enough swallowers. If I auto-tune my frequency, maybe they might believe in me. They say the universal language is music, but we can't even use it to reach a critical mass. This new generation is stupid and clueless. The older generation stuck on nostalgia. They want to live in the past, but there's only here and now, and time is relative. The mothership just landed, the timing is relevant. I've been a monk for many years, don't remind me I'm celibate. Your smartphone is artificial, it hides your intelligence. Flip mode, I bust a rhyme on the flip phone.
Yeah.
My systems operate on binary script code. My cybernetic hands can plug into any device. I'll provide a positive charge and give you advice.
Ain't no leader you can take me to. It's the fusion of an alien and human making moves. Say it's true, pull the ship around, it's your baby boom. We got lots of room in the stable too. Ain't no leader you can take me to. It's the fusion of an alien and human making moves. Say it's true, pull the ship around, it's your baby boom. We got lots of room in the stable too. They call me X, professor, like squeeze your necks. We the fleet, knock your text, cause knowledge be from the rest. No peace, we have landed, no extra. We from this planet, take your modern cookie cutters and cut up from the elites. Started at the top, modest to the very bottom. Hottest thing on earth, but I could not recall if y'all ain't had to reach through a tractor beam. Each one teach one. They only holy from the dirt and their leaders can't even see one. Hypocrisy, locked in a plot of a lost prophecy. It's not to be, y'all can't even take me to your God for free. Collection standard, information two-faced, and all the figureheads are deep in the pockets of praying mantis. There's no new data, humans woke to NASA. Trying to say we don't exist, well that's a whole new chapter. Y'all can expose who matters, this takes a whole through habit. Y'all can't even take me to your leader cause you don't do half ones. Ain't no leader you can take me to. It's the fusion of an alien and human making moves. Say it's true, pull the ship around, it's your baby boom. We got lots of room in the stable too. Ain't no leader you can take me to. It's the fusion of an alien and human making moves. Say it's true, pull the ship around, it's your baby boom. We got lots of room in the stable too.
What a monster. Boy, that's DJ Frankie Diesel on the wax. Yeah, this is one of my favorites. I when I woke up today, I was like, I want to run something off this shit. I didn't want to run the whole album because I knew I was gonna run the whole shit tonight too. But like, this was the one I was like, yeah, this is one I could roll up to real quick. You know what I mean? This was the joint. Also, I want to say, what you call it? For those of you, because even for me, this is, I guess, I have like scattered listened to this whole thing a few times by now. And even doing this thing live, like all I want to do is press pause every fucking 4 bars and talk about it and whatever. And this we don't have time for. So everyone just again make sure. I mean, everyone's going to be taking their time with this thing, man. I have no doubt in my mind that this is not a 1-time or 5-time listen by any means. Like this is something to take your time on. And the music is not like. And the music is so fucking comfortable and, you know what I mean, that, like, it's easy to take your time on and replay and repeat, and so, let's fucking get it, man. I mean, this thing, even the way that what was that, track 4? It just seems so, like, the movement so far has been so good that it feels like you guys built it like that. You did like you did track 3, and then you're like, all right, what we need, But yeah, what went into this thing, man?
Nah, see, that's what's crazy about it though. We didn't even pick the order until after all this shit was done.
Yeah.
The order came out so cohesive. Like in the beginning, we get an intro, right, and then the distress signal goes out, and then the next song, transmission. He receives the transmission. And now this song, Welcome to My Planet. He comes to Earth. We didn't even plan it like that. like we put all the
Right.
pieces out,
Right.
and then we put the shit together after to
Right.
make the whole picture.
Too good.
It's impressive. Jerome really did an initial like list about February or March, and then that's when I kind of started chopping songs off and like sort of abridging his list because he had an initial order that was loosely what we have, with some other songs and some places, but basically it was like a puzzle. Like he put the big picture together, and then I was like, okay, these are the songs that have to stay, and they all just kind of, it was like string theory. They strung together, and it told us, I don't know, we didn't have to choose. We had no choice. It was like the universe said, here's the puzzle pieces for you, and
Yeah.
even like the next song is, we each did one solo song, and I had to recreate this solo song towards the end of the creation process because I had another one that Jerome liked that I didn't, and
Man,
there's
that shit
plenty
was
of
crazy. Like the other song, we gonna have to leak it one day or something. 'Cause that
Yeah.
sure.
shit,
I
go.
understand. I'm a critical bastard. So like, of my own shit, of whatever we're doing, and I wanted to make sure the best parts of what we were doing are on display without like overdoing it. And I felt like we really, when what we released is that it's the best of like that middle ground meeting where, there's a like easy listening is the only phrase. It's like that's what I mean, but it means something different than that. Like it's this does not hurt your ears or hurt your soul. Like if you like hip hop, you know this, you're gonna vibe with this. Like if you come in with an open mind and you just kind of wipe your past slate clean, like this record will tell you something. You'll identify with parts of the monk, parts of the alien, and we embody those characters because we're connected to those ideas. So yeah, this it's like, so take me, no leader you could take me to, and then I'm gonna come in and say don't get abducted next. Like I kind of wrote this song to
Spoiler
fit
alert.
into this mix.
Don't be spoiler alerting on my listening show, bro. Don't be letting them.
Hey,
Don't be letting them know what's good. No, I'm just playing. This is our show, us three and the chat. Yeah, that's. Speaking of the chat, they were going in on they like the flip mode and all
right.
that. The flip. Besides the flip mode, I could vouch 100% that Jerome Duffy lives his raps with the flip phone part of the bar as well, man. Duffy don't be fucking around. Duffy keep it away from the robots. You know what I mean? Pro human. Speaking of pro, oh, that's Blonju. Blonju said DJ Frankie's a pro. I'm reading Duffy and Blonju's chat comments. Shit. Devour says this got that AT alien funk on it. I mean, I hear that in everything Jew does, and I hear classic Bay and everything. Nah, I hit like Jerome Duffy has his signature shit, but yes, together you guys go something special, bro. What's up? Sorry.
One more thing too, because Rome is he really is the master. Like, and he'll tell you later in the record that he's not, and he'll give you like a philosophical twist on the concept of master and student and daily practice. But I had to rewrite a couple of verses multiple times because what he does is so powerful, potent, and yet like the simple complex. We talk about simplexity a lot, where
Love it.
I would be trying to do too much, and I would end up listening to a song for a month or two, and then I'd be like, Rome, I got to replace this. Like, your shit's too pure, and I've got to just simplify and listen to the universe closer and not try to do too much or try to do my thing. I just had to listen and let the universe tell me. And like, this one and the title track, Monk is the Master, Alien is the Legend. Those two I had to redo a couple times, and those were late in the game, like February, March, maybe even April. Where I replaced each of those verses once or twice, and then I was like, Rome, okay, this is on your level. Like, I was doing shit that was too much or too little. I really had to listen and hear
Sure.
what Rome was doing to make sure the marriage of the tracks was proper. So I feel very confident in every single song and verse from a content and quality standpoint. So shout out Rome, man. He just makes it simple. Like, even if I'm rewriting a verse twice, like, it's a simple process. I'm like, okay, we'll get there. So
Yup.
yeah.
perfect meeting of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You had to monk yourself out sometimes, and Rome, I'm sure
Yeah.
he had to reach for the spaceship. You know what I mean? Sometime with his fucking Dianetic crystals or whatever this shit and all this. But listen,
Next song.
it's so
That's
very
talking.
important. It's so very important. That you say that though, and I want to emphasize just that, and we'll hear it throughout the rest of the album. But the fact that you're talking about, I rewrite just so I could match where he is in the universe more. Whereas like
Hmm.
we all know rappers, or some of you guys might be yourself, where you collab with somebody, all you're trying to do is be iller than the person you're collabing on the track with, man. And that is not ever going to make for the best of music, bro. Like you gotta meet the artist, and you want to sound like you're from the
Hmm.
same universe, you're in the same
Hmm.
room, and
Hmm.
so you guys absolutely went perfect with that. Yeah.
Thank you. Let's get that next one going.
Don't get abducted. It could have just been a response to yours. Here we go.
I rose atop from the home of God, on the full force, extra depth, connected like that's a soda pop. No, it's not. Without knowledge, you a polka dot. Circle make a sphere that's here like heaven blow the spot. Codex written, we did the project. Witness protect a whole planet like that's a no bets mission. Beta soul, alpha, omega. Man, that's some wishful. Think I lost my mind like I don't know. Next issue. There it sat like Buddha for 30 years. Get your third eye open, we still been enduring tears. Hierarchy standard, plans exchange like some ransom. The cost of not knowing ourselves like some dumb answers. Humans needed help, so I came in a ship. Danger abyss, held my head out like a dangerous wish. Yeah, I don't need an alien to say we exist. I only pray we take your brains and make an alien mix. Yeah. Don't get abducted by the beam. I mean, that's a won't get instructions by me. In due time, humans won't miss destruction. New signs, Jew high, that's some hope. Hit the button. Yeah. Don't get abducted by the beam. I mean, that's a won't get instructions by me. In due time, humans won't miss destruction. New signs, Jew high, that's some hope. Hit the button. The time warper, ultimate sky scorcher. Y'all divided by perceptions of a lie. By portal, I can breathe without lungs. See myself between the rungs. Throw a pulsar across a black hole. By forces, dark matters, energy confessions like cordless. 16th professional chaos, goodbye order. There's a holy beam extending reception unlike sources. Say your prayers, kiss your loved ones goodnight. It's a life quarter. Ignition nodded, never needed a rocket. I see with no eyes, conditions still perceive with no logic. Feeling the heart, body, mind, connect a serious topic. Dudes aligned to what they call divine, inferior, prosper. Lift up the spirit from the mud, they call it furious doctor. Only time does not observe itself, concealing a problem, healing an option. But they tell you can't hear me or watch them. This in your veins, collection plateless, this some serious gossip. Yeah. Don't get abducted by the beam. I mean, that's a won't get instructions by me. In due time, humans won't miss destruction. New signs, Jew high, that's some hope. Hit the button. Yeah. Don't get abducted by the beam. I mean, that's a won't get instructions by me. In due time, humans won't miss destruction. New signs, Jew high, that's some hope. Hit the button.
Who's on that track? That's Drum Duffy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I know that. Boy, man, this shit makes me want to produce your guys' live show. I want to put the like that was so fucking gangster how you came up and then went solo, even though I already knew that the solo was coming up and you already let everyone know it was coming up. But to think like the again, uh, there's only so much time that we have. You can't fucking break down every bar and all that. That'll take
Right.
everybody to
Right.
listen to your shit 100 times. But I mean, movement and just the feel that this thing is given is just amazing. That felt like such a showcase, fucking spotlight. Like, what up, bro? I'm here. This is what I do.
That was my bag, man. Like I told you about the song. There's another song called Matrix 4 that it's a good song, but so Jerome's solo song later in the album is one of my favorite joints on the album, and I feel like it's got spiritual advice for somebody's entire career in one song. Like it's that good, and I felt like I needed to match that energy and match that that sentiment or essence. It didn't need to necessarily be as specifically the spiritual advice part, but again, it was the same type of thing where I was really tuned into what he was doing. So I told him 3 or 4 or 5 months ago, I was like, I got to replace the solo song and I'm going to do it in one night and it's just going to happen magically. And that song happened very magically in one night sometime earlier this year. And I was like, this is the one. Here you go. And we knew right away. So, it was an easy one to write. And I love that joint. It kind of reminds me of CZ Blonde Juice stuff. Like Jerome's got a real like old school hip hop flavor with, that transcendent essence and soul. And,
Yes.
the songs write themselves. It's so fun.
Yeah, I know I said I like that other song too, but I don't regret that you went ahead on this, even though I didn't really like this beat. I don't know why. And then when you responded back to me, it was like, "Hey, I did a song to this beat," and I was like, "Why the hell you rap on that beat?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, okay, this is actually hella dope."
Thank you for trusting me.
Yeah, that shit worked crazy. I mean, and it's right where it needs to be. The pacing's not, I mean, also it's just really cool that we hear Jew at 100 different other spots rapping and all kind of everything. Like we hear Jew rap, but when it's focused on something, like when it's the actual art time, like it's just it's a whole different being, man. And it's like stylistically and stuff, it's Jew. It's the Jew that we hear every week or whatever. But man, that focused in thing like really lets you know like that you're not just you're not here for play, man. And goddamn, that is inspiring. That joint got me going. This whole thing, let's go, bro. Let's go. This shit. Abducted by the beat.
The next joint is the oldest joint on the record. It's over 2 years old.
Okay, all right, let's go, yo.
It was the first joint. Well, we made a couple joints maybe before it, but one of the first joints we ever made together. Is it the first joint we ever made together?
Yeah, this was the first thing. This is like I was still in the nervous to ask you to want to rap with me stage.
Oh God, I was like. This one confounded me, man. You were so good. I was like, how can I match this dude? I told you, like, and shout out my mother, her body resting. But like, my mother knew you, and like, I was friends with Jen around this time. This is over 2 years ago. This is the beginning of 2021.
Wow, yeah.
And like Jen and I were going hard with conversation. Hey Ru was forming, and like my mother heard this song. It was like, this is some really good shit because it was potent and it was. We were talking specifically about some topical shit. And, I remember still to this day, I feel like you said, I didn't quite come through, but like the mix, the vibe, like this song grew on me. My part grew on me to where I was like, okay, I'm 90% as good as Rome. And this song had just too much essence, too much soul. And again, another amazing Jerome beat that is just timeless. So stimulation theory it is. We've given you a nice little segue.
Here we go, stimulation theory.
You find computer code rich in the fabric of
It's even more bizarre than that, because when you then try to understand these pictures, you find out that buried in them are computer codes, just like the type that you find in a browser when you go surf the web. And so I'm left with the puzzle of trying to figure out whether I live in the Matrix or not.
Yo, trapped in the cycle of duality, binary pattern written in sequence. We surfing energy waves, tapped into the hidden frequencies. Consider us anomalies with anonymous life hacks. We got the cheat code for God mode when you want your life back. We in the matrix of the mind. We created the design and can't even find the sacred divine that's waiting deep inside. The mind is thirsty, constantly looking for stimulation. We opted out of reality, now we hooked into simulation. This world that we perceive is a projection, a reflection of our mental status, an immaculate misconception, always searching for self-satisfaction. A positive or negative reaction, cause and effect, the laws of magnetic attraction. It's basic math, addition and subtraction. The equation is simple, you don't need to get into fractions. Space-time is relative to action. The Sanskrit word for action is karma. I practice the Dharma till I relax in nirvana. Living in this existence is an endless prison sentence. Trying to stimulate the senses is a senseless mission.
Living by these conditions is an endless prison sentence. They wanted to kill our inner vision. Let's go end this issue. Before I break the wall, I raise a fist for Jackie Robb. 42 degrees for making hits, these saviors say it all. Fundamental mentals arch our backs between our bones. We built the facts in our credentials. Mold the energy, essential bent our perceptions like events horizon. Sent to die for simple sign. Convince our minds it's nothing since we meant divine. To float the molecules, got other thoughts. We still divided by the notes. We all to end the time and then combine our souls to build a road. It's all about 3.14 equal to slice of pastry. Can't rely on USA and all the history is pasty. Vibe is thick if you open a third eye or murder your soul, get bird rights. Uncle Sam call Uncle Tom and talk about time to kick the curb right. For sure, like this life got particle tripped. These dudes absurd, like some nerve guy. Y'all choking on beats and dirt, like these words, like when the veil is lifted first and no more shadows paint the halls. They'll say we change dimensions quick and save the cattle from the prize.
Living in this existence is an endless prison sentence. Trying to stimulate the senses is a senseless mission.
Living by these conditions is an endless prison sentence. They wanted to kill our inner vision. Let's go end this issue.
It's not just sort of resembles computer code. You're saying it is computer code.
It's not even just is computer code.
Thank you, Diesel.
Yes, scientists called Shannon in the 1940s. That's what we find very, very deeply inside the equations that occur in string theory. And in general, it's this, I'll say R.
Hold up, I just need to join one more time. That little.
Veil is lifted first and no more shadows paint the halls.
Living in this existence is an endless prison sentence. Trying to stimulate the senses is a senseless mission.
Living by these conditions is an endless prison sentence. They wanted to kill our inner vision. Let's go end this issue.
Living in this existence is an endless prison sentence. Trying to stimulate the senses is a senseless mission.
Living by these conditions is an endless prison sentence. They wanted to kill our inner vision. Let's go end this issue.
You motherfuckers, you, man. Hey, your mom tell no lies, man.
She knew. She knew. Yeah. I mean, that lasted. Like that one lasted. Had to be on the record.
That's insane to think that that's like, yeah. First of all, that's 2 years ago in your guys' rap skill development. To think that that's 2 years ago, like that feels like some of the freshest shit today. Man, that was tight. Ugh. You guys were showing off. Like, you guys are showing off on that one too, which is cool though, because like you're not doing that hardcore with the, you know what I mean, or whatever. But that shit right there.
This is way before we even thought of doing an album or anything.
Yeah,
This was
yeah.
me, like, man, I got to do a song with this dude.
Yep.
I
So-
sent him the beat, my verse, and then my part of the hook.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
shit, and
I
you
sent
had-
it back
oh.
pretty quick too. I was quick with it too, and it was one of those. I think I redid the take. I think I did a fresh take of this. Like I did it once, and then I did it again a couple of weeks later, which I don't usually do. But that's how dope he is, and that's why, 2 years later, the song stands the test of time, like you said, Sunday. And
Oh yeah.
it's crazy because you don't really notice that we both have grown light years, I feel like, in that 2 years' time. But that song stands up with a lot of the other stuff we're doing. It doesn't seem like some often distant past creation. So the sentiments are pure.
We've grown, but I haven't grown enough to even try to repeat that hook again. That shit was-
Bro, that's what I was gonna say. Like, you sent him your verse and a part of that hook. If you would have sent me a track with that first half of the hook and said, I need you to do the second half, I'd have sent it back. I know you don't really send emails back, but I would have just sent it back to you. You know what I mean? Like, I would have unsent it back to you. Like, no, bro, I can't.
Yeah.
Fuck, bro, that shit is crazy. And then so Jew in Jew form fucking followed it exactly, and it's so clean. It's so sick. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's crazy. And at that time, you guys were probably especially trying to like impress each other more because you don't really know each other more,
Right.
right? But it doesn't feel
Definitely.
it doesn't feel like desperate or whatever. I have some collabs where I'm trying to impress motherfuckers and it sounds desperate as fuck. Like nigga. But yeah, that's dope. So dope. Um uh-oh.
Thank you.
We're familiar with this shit.
Let's go.
Let's go, peoples.
Channeled by monks, you a punk if we not plunk. Certain brainwaves repeated, it's the same as a jump on off a cliff, as if the universe is teaching us something. We should all be okay and mental, sentimental for junk. Flesh bones, it's like escargot. They need our blood work, but let the symbols enter your front. They hope we let scars go. I flew the mothership to earth to let the debts all go. Spirit and soul with the less I flow. You really nothing if you look between the steps, y'all know. Ain't rocket science, but I finished with the left also. All knowing, but zero was the less y'all hope. For 5 fingers with 2 eyes and ears, we might as well take firebringers, that's a sign y'all smoke. Too much to let go your throat before the rest y'all choke. You are the test tube, the next dude's obsessed off ghost. Yeah. The less y'all grow, the more I'm needed, gotta feed them when the less sun blows. I'm in the Teflon with blessed arms to catch y'all broke. You need some bones when you really think you're best off? Nope.
Jerome Duffy said his body got a potty. Be right back.
Cybernetic hands for prosthetic attachments. Technology advancements for quality enhancements. Connect to my neural network to give me control. Cultivate my chi and regulate the energy flow. Whenever I breathe, I remain clear and calm. I can do a Shinku, Hadouken, or charge a spirit bomb. Draw chi from my core. That's the energy source, an infinite force. Cause everything is empty, of course. Even this body's just a skin bag full of meat and bones. A dwelling place for the ego because it needs a home. Subject to suffering, it's like being on fire. This body that we acquire from our greed and desire. This body's a cloud, constantly drifting with no set lifespan. It's like the wind, constantly shifting. It's like the rain with no individuality. It's just a flash of lightning that barely exists in this reality.
Oh my god.
Your body is not a body. 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 Your body is not a body.
Good combination, nigga. Alright, I'm usually playing these songs out to the very end because you guys put so
You're
much
good.
into the last second, but we've heard this beat, we've heard this, we love this shit. I mean, nobody's iller than the OG 2 verses. I listened to y'all 2 verses 100 times before I went in on mine, which am I allowed
Oh,
to say
nice.
that? Wait a minute, I don't know if I'm
No.
allowed to say that. Fuck.
No.
Fuck, because nobody else had this shit. God. Shit.
Yeah.
It's all right, man. I'm sure I got spanked in this thing, but it was fun to be a part of. Man, that shit was lit, bro. Do you guys have? Well, for those that didn't hear, at the end of this album listening, they're gonna be announcing the winner to the Body Is Not a Body contest. So stick around. Do you guys have plans for the winner? Or I guess we could talk about that after. I meant like plans for the song, like a. Anyway,
It's
we'll get to it.
it's a great enough beat. It's so transcendental. I would happily mix and master a remix, for whoever won.
Yeah. Ooh, what do those mean? Ooh, what do air quotes mean in that? He picked 2 winners and they're gonna get 1 shoe each. That's fine. That's fine. Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. That shit hits.
Listen,
Shinku Hadouken
we
in this bitch.
let's keep it moving. I gotta admit too, I've been lying for the last week or two about the curse words on the album. There is one I let a motherfucker slip, and Solu called me out in
Yes,
the
he
chat
did.
last night,
Yes, he
and
did.
it's so like sneaky. Like I've listened to this album 100 times in the last couple months, and I don't know, man. I've been in a trance and in a zone by the album. Like, you know, it's kind of like, so I MCP called me out on it today, and I said this is like Pearl Jam. If anybody remembers Pearl Jam, the record 10 on the song Jeremy, they say the word fuck, but they didn't have to use the parental advisory for the album. So everybody in middle school, when we were like 12, we got to hear Pearl Jam say fuck on an album, and it played on the radio. They said fuck on the radio. So anyways, I let a motherfucker slip. There is a motherfucker in this next song, and I can overcome. I didn't mean to lie or misrepresent. So just one motherfucker on this.
You guys see the privilege of these guys? They're like, yeah, we know we're not allowed to cuss, but we will, and they'll let it go.
Sorry. Take your hands out your motherfucking pocket.
Blonde Jews broken.
I knew you would know.
Yeah, man. That was a golden time, by the way. Shout out to Pearl Jam. Yeah.
At least we know Blonde Jew ain't really from the hood, because in the hood we don't let them motherfucker slip.
Oh damn! Pew. Sorry, I don't have the soundboard set up. That was one of the best bars of the night. Fuck what y'all album talking about. Drum Duffy got y'all. Shit.
That'll be on the sequel.
Damn. Okay.
I'll get Jerome to curse on the sequel. We'll get Jerome to say, let a motherfucker slip. We won't let a motherfucker slip.
Do you not really curse either, Jerome? I can't really picture.
In my raps, no.
Nah, not in your rap. Yeah.
Nah, not since 2012, 2013, after I took the 3 refugees and became a Buddhist.
Oh shit! Oh word! Damn, 10 years.
Still cuss, but just not on raps.
Yeah, not like on art. That's dope, man. Proof that even I can overcome. I don't know that.
Prison of the mind, need a dime, talk you off the ledge, then I'll see you, bottom of a shrine, mixed a particle of time, caught a grip, saw no line, from the hip we like to shoot, there ain't no stopping, when it's blind, fit a rage, flip a page, they call us monsters in our prime, we hate to say it, but the motto breaks insensitive to find, all the minutes, broken image, off the limits we divine, make no mention of it, love is third dimensional, confined. To a body rocket, cock it backward, take your motherfucking hands on out your pockets. Stop the madness, this ain't 30-30. We ain't seen no logic from the dirty. Tell them playalistic with my topics. So extended they got bots, no intention to concoct. Any mention of disease will bury sentiments with conscience. I'm a vent to vent, they portion out their sense behind their sunshine. Hope their minds become eternal and their lives remain as spotless. When the clock strikes 1, put a rapper out his misery before they take his son.
Snatch all your shine.
When a doctor has a gun, they'll say that's murder. I'm the bullet, you don't break before you run. When their guys don't rain or sun, shine as bright as supernovas just so I can overcome. I can overcome. What we like it, holding one. While they like to watch TV, we read it right, that's over none.
Too afraid to face the black night, you need a nightlight. Don't make me knock your lights out, it's night. If you don't act right, I rap tight. My light work is light bright. You can see the big picture in hindsight. Get your mind right. Black light, glow in the dark. Don't make me snatch all the stars out your sky so you don't know where to start. That be like throwing a dart, using third eyesight. Wearing a blindfold in the dark, but the mind shine bright. Snatching all your shine. I snatch the sun out your solar system. then put it back in its place. Before you know it, snatching all your stars. Now the timing of your rhyming's off. It's hard to understand the assignment when you don't know the mission. How can you overcome what you've been missing? Every fresh start comes full circle, now that's a new beginning. You pretending, trying to fake it until you make it. They gave you flowers, but you wouldn't take them, cause you ain't used to winning. Looking goofy, grinning.
When the clock strikes one, put a rapper out his misery before they take his son.
Snatch all your shine.
When a doctor has a gun, they'll say that's murder. I'm the bullet, you don't break before you run. When their gods don't rain their sun, shine as bright as supernovas just so I can overcome. I can overcome. Hope you like it, hole in one. While they like to watch TV, we read and write, that's over none. When the clock strikes one, put a rapper out his misery before they take his son. When a doctor has a gun, they'll say that's murder. I'm the bullet, you don't break before you run. When their gods don't rain their sun, shine as bright as supernovas just so I can overcome. I can overcome. Hope you like it, hold it one. While they like to watch TV, we read and write, that's over none.
Your guys' voices, I realize, like, shouldn't work together, but they work so good together. When Jerome Duffy comes in off of a Blonde Jew hook, that contrast is so fucking powerful. You know what I mean? Just tonally and like energy and all of that, it works so good. And him ad-libbing in the middle of a Blonde Jew hook, it shouldn't work. It shouldn't work on paper. Like, that shit shouldn't sound like it sounds like it's meant to be, man. You guys figured it out. You guys figured out the perfect contrast. But you know, we still a bunch of tracks to come, so plenty of time for you guys to fail. Anyways, what's that about that? I'm just playing, man.
Well played.
How you feel about this thing, man? What was going on here?
Jerome makes fire ass beats.
Yeah, that's just it. And then what and then you started it off by writing a verse and hooks, and then he killed it.
Yeah. Correct.
Great, dog.
That happened a lot throughout this album. Anybody that's ever sent Blonde Jew a beat, y'all know when you get the Holy Ghost, it just takes over. And he'll do a whole song, or he'll do a hook and a verse, and then he'll send it back to you like the same night, or 3-4 a.m.
Correct.
Yeah, man. Gotta love
Correct.
it. Gotta love a motor. We have a handful of those guys who do it real quick, and they just like set up a whole ass landscape when you send them a little beat. Like, hold up now. Hold up. Holy shit. It makes it easy, man. It makes the world easy. It makes this shit great, man. Oh, fucking.
Yeah, especially because a lot of the beats, like, I had no idea what I was gonna rap about, what I was gonna say, or nothing.
Yeah.
Blonde Jew, he's real good at like finding the topic that matched the beat and kicking it off, doing the verse and the hook, and it just makes it hella easy. Because then at that point, I just got to do a regular 16 bar verse.
Mm-hmm.
Which are all far from regular, because it's easy for this to sound like trash if like every time Jew was going Jew mode, and then if you came in and shat up the floor, or vice versa, you know what I mean? So none of y'all are doing regular shit, but it all fits. It fits perfect, bro. That shit crazy. Yeah, dude. I'm in. 8 tracks in, I'm like, yeah, man, I think I like this project. No. Yeah.
The only thing I'll say about that song is when Jerome put his verse down, like the last line when he says, looking goofy, grinning, like I have to like keep my face, like when I listen to that song, it like humbles me, and like I'll be like smiling and laughing at how dope it is as we were making it, and then that last bar like checks me, and I'm like, oh, we're just doing what we do, it's like it keeps you humble, because I felt like he was like talking to me, like, don't look goofy grinning. I know we say this all the time, but that's still I took that line personally. I was like, oh, I can't get too high or too low on this shit, so you spoke to me with that. I know we both say that. We write to ourselves, so if you think we're talking shit, it's really shit talking to ourselves. But
yeah, we all have the same true nature, so when you're really honest with yourself, everybody can resonate with it.
Exactly.
And really, I was thinking to myself, like, man, like even when this album just came out today, people's giving me praise and shit, and it's like I don't know how to react to that. I just be looking goofy, grinning like.
nice. It makes me feel better.
I feel like I thrive off of people hating on me because then I got a lot to say and I got hella energy.
Correct.
But then when it comes, and then when I do win something, I just be like, all right, whatever.
What's next? Right.
Whatever. Who cares?
That's the way to be.
Oh, that fucking, I love it, man. Saul said this was when the firework went off in my head. So I'm assuming maybe he means like this song was when he kind of got the art going or whatever. Because he's like, this one's a gem.
Oh.
This is when the firework went off in my head, and he has his little pen. He has his little pen emoji, so maybe this is what inspired his art or whatever. Maybe. Yeah, that's yeah. He said yeah. So this is what sparked the inspiration for this whole for the cover that you guys can see right here. Hell yeah. Oh, and if we didn't mention that King Saul 7 is the dude who did the cover art. So he is the illest graphic designer here in this motherfucking here. Let me just I'll make it a little bigger for a sec here. That's this King Saul work right here, along with plenty others. Which he did Third Side Eye.
No, he did Space Rhyme Continuum. For Genesis and I.
That's right, Space Rhyme. Yep. And he did
and
all the Super Heiru art.
Yeah.
What Euphonics logo, or did I make that up too? He did Mooney Red's logo for sure. Anyway, let me stop putting out all kind of cap that I don't know about.
Shit. We credit him with everything. He did all the art, whatever.
He made the Oscar Mayer logo.
Nice.
Oh shit! I got to talk to him about the way he spelled Meyer then, because that shit's stupid. Anyway. Here we go. Oh no, not I Can Overcome. We are on Star Map Reading. That shit sound like some Hollywood shit.
Upon intercepting the subspace frequency from his starship, an advanced being of hyperintelligence known as the Blanchi traveled through a wormhole at warp speed to assist the monk. Together, the two unplugged countless souls from the Matrix on a quest to purify the Earth planet.
Engaged. 3, 2, 1.
Once you start to connect the dots, constellation's a ruse. Oh, go ahead.
Nice. No. I like your reference there to your bar.
It kind of made me feel like it, but so we already kind of know what that was. We have 3 pieces of this thing. That was the middle joint. We spoke about that, but anything in particular you want to on this one?
Yeah, that was just like a transition because at this point, you know, the alien done came to the planet and like we got busy like the last 3-4 tracks, like dropping hella knowledge, trying to purify the people on Earth, get them to wake their minds up, and this was like the good transition into, you know, the second half of the album.
Let's go, man. Come get your Bumbaclot Star Map readings. Rest in peace, Miss Cleo. Cling On to Nothing, track 10.
Summoned the presence, go tell someone it's heaven. These souls are stuck in human bodies, catch that bump at 11. I'm on the evening news, lights in the sky, and the bread is somewhat leavened. Extraterrestrial vibes and something to bless it. They called it species, we saw their feces. Always broke it off for murder, that's the chunk in the head. We remove their brains, they act the same because there ain't one confessing. Always chose the pain with a side of lumps and aggression. Just as they write it, chop it up into sections. The holy nectar feed a soul, there's no controlling the vector. We hit the atmosphere and fear it most as something conjecture. Y'all still been dumb as dumb can be and ain't got home to your records. Romans, you wish you had some clones of professors. Don't wanna dress it like you had when you left it. Always decide if you alive, cause life is home on the message. Know that we might not make it home, but humans known to erect it. Along with a racket, back it by the tone and reflection. Y'all yap enough for what I can, I tasted stones and infections. Bonus inflection, the aliens condone and profess it. Connected dot by the circle, jerk you over the heavens. Might be from another space-time, like I'd hate to fly by. Y'all say it just a waste of time. Like we just another race kind. Take your place in line drive. Y'all won't make it, just erase the line. Might be from another space-time, like I'd hate to fly by. Y'all say it just a waste of time. Like we just another race kind. Take your place in line drive. Y'all won't make it, just erase the line.
Yo, erase the line between yourself and the great divine. So many splinters in your booty, cause you like to ride the fence. Until the men in black show up and erase your mind. Now you acting like you never knew me, trying to forget that I exist. But I'ma call you out, especially if I'm close to you. I push the envelope, return the sender with postage due. What else am I supposed to do? I'm exposing you like Palpatine. I bring balance to the force. What would Yoda do? Force you out your comfort zone like it's the thing to do. Remove you from your worldly attachments and all the things you cling on to. Today's a good day to die. What would a Klingon do? I sip tea but never sugarcoat it. My condensed milk is neon blue.
Let's go.
Now what's a mind with no attachment? A mind free of effort is a mind empty of action. With no action, there's no karma to generate. And without an ego, there's no armor to penetrate.
Might be from another space-time, like I'd hate to fly by. Y'all say it just a waste of time. Like we just another race kind. Take your place in line drive. Y'all won't make it, just erase the line. Might be from another space-time, like I'd hate to fly by. Y'all say it just a waste of time. Like we just another race kind. Take your place in line drive. Y'all won't make it, just erase the line.
It is a good day to die.
What you say?
Attachment. A mind free of effort is a mind empty of action.
The gems. A mind free of effort is a mind free of action.
Attachment. A mind free of effort is a mind empty of action. With no action, there's no karma to generate. And without an ego, there's no armor to penetrate.
Might be from another space-time, like I'd hate to fly by. Y'all say it just...
Get the fuck out. And the piano and the Jew. This is crazy, bro. This is... transitionally between you two, it's insane. Jew, fuck, both of y'all are saying so much, but none of it feels like overwhelming, or none of it feels like you're doing too much. And that would be such a shame if any of these tracks felt like you were doing too much, because as Jew noted, this thing kind of is supposed to feel like easy listening. You know, so like there's nothing overwhelming about it, but you guys say so much and make it feel so like necessary and what it's supposed to be. This is so good. That's so groovy, man. Yeah. Duffy on the beat is again.
Oh yeah.
This is stupid.
Master. The master.
This is crazy.
The master.
So
that's another one of those where the beat spoke, I wrote, and he filled in the blanks. And you know, he says so much. Like his verses are full albums worth of gems. And you know, he teaches me to rein in what I'm doing, so I can be a bit more, you know, in the sense of, you know, being more specific and not just so floating around. So he called and. You know, I showed up.
Yeah, this is my favorite song on the whole thing, just because it was honestly, it was another beat I wasn't even really feeling, but then Blonde Jew did a verse and a hook, and I was like, man, this is so dope. And you know, it's hella hard to rap after Blonde Jew, but it's also easy. It's easy because he gives you a topic, but it's hard to try to like not. Because he does like the unedited version, so I know I can't go hella hard like how Blonde Jew do. I can never be Blonde Jew, so I gotta try to do the best me.
Yeah.
to try to do what not even do what Blonde Jew do, but
Right.
to try to create a balance, I gotta just go do something completely different.
Yeah.
You killed it. You killed it. I mean, your
And it's
cadences, your inflections, your
it's a
tones. Go
lot
ahead.
like I see Devour in the chat saying he see the Star Trek and the Star Wars references. Anybody get the neon blue milk one? That was from anybody that watched Star Wars. In the Star Wars universe, they have the Batham milk. They have like these little beasts that produce like the blue milk and the green milk, and they have it like in almost every Star Wars movie. You see them drinking the blue
Mm.
milk or the green milk.
Nerd. No,
Yep.
I'm just playing. Yo, no. I know I'm in a minority for not. I'm not hardcore on Star Wars, but I caught the Klingon and the Klingon. You know what I mean? Shit, I
Hmm.
caught some. Solu say I've I've liked to hell with this beat. Then Blonju does a Jedi mind trick or some shit, and I'm like, this shit rocking. Oh, I'm like, to hell with this beat. He's saying he didn't like the beat, but then, yeah. I mean, look, I thought the beat was insane. I love how that piano hits in the hook during the verse. That little like these kind of things brought
Hmm.
me into a
Hmm.
world. But if
Hmm.
you told me to write a hook to it, I might be lost too. Blonju lets it count for a beat. You let that shit go boom, you know what I mean, and it's just like, oh,
Right.
of course
Right.
he knew what to do,
Right.
bro. Like shit, I would have tried to come in right on one and just probably wouldn't have figured some shit out or cluttered it or something, you know. So fuck. Oh, Solu says any beat. Ju could do that. Ju could do that with any beat. Yeah, for sure,
It's an
for
honor,
sure,
man. It's an
for
honor,
sure.
guys.
I do want to explain
I
one
love you
bar
guys.
though. The
Go.
one bar I want to explain is the
This is what
without
this for.
with no karma. What I say with no karma, there's no action to generate. Is that what I said?
Yes.
So
It's your shit, nigga.
so let me explain that. So when something becomes effortless, then there's no then you that's when you've reached a state of mastery, or in Buddhism we call it a perfection. Because then you're free of any fixed forced effort. You do
Hmm.
it without even thinking about it. It just becomes natural. So then that's when you reach a point where you're not even going to generate no karma from that action, because that
Oof.
action is so it's a perfect action. So in Buddhism we try to perfect all attributes until
Hmm.
eventually it becomes completely effortless. Now I know people will be like, "Oh, you can never be perfect," but perfect is relative to the
Thank
condition.
you. So well
So
said.
when you're able to instantaneously, or in Buddhism we call it uh, spontaneously, use expedient means according to the conditions in the moment, then that's perfection of action, wisdom, and your speech and your will.
It would be like the blend of becoming. It's where becoming meets being is kind of what you're saying too, for a summary. Um, and that's I get really into the moment when I'm doing what I do as properly as possible with no attachment to outcome. So a lot of I really get into that moment of the being, and you touched on a lot of that in your summary right there. I think we teach each other sort of through aura and feeling to do that. Like it's something we can sort of hit on with words right now, and we say it in bars, but like it's a it's an embodiment of the not body. It's an embodying of the not body that gets you the closest to the moment where you're not chasing the future or lamenting the past. So that action is relatively perfect, as Jerome said. Because I don't want to claim perfection either, but it's process, repetition of process, and non attachment but connection to the same. So love his gems. I love when he breaks down his bars, and it's like he's in the corner of a boxing. It's like we're in a boxing match, and his wife's like,
Yeah. Did he just
you know,
get?
you got dusted off. You got a little massage, a little water. That was
That was
awesome.
dope. That was
She gave
dope.
me some vitamins and
I
some
need a
bottles of
Some
corner.
vitamins. Nice.
I need a fucking
Wife,
corner over here, man.
wifey coming through. Yeah, I need to like scoot back into the corner, but I'm sure there's like a
Is it
spirit or
is
something.
it I won't do a lot of this because I'm not close to as intelligent as you guys are in regards to this, but is it safe to say somewhere of like maybe like perfection is not flawlessness, but perfection is almost like peace, because you're saying it's when you don't have like the aggregation or whatever of everything else you know what I mean? Like if you're good at something, it's you don't have to put effort into it, and so that's like peace, no?
Yeah, you do it without even knowing. You do it without even thinking of doing it. Just like Yoda said, do or do not. There is no try. You just do it without even
Right.
thinking of doing it or having a thought that I did it or that I'm
Right.
doing. In
Correct.
Buddhism, we call it triple emptiness. There's the emptiness of a self, the thing being done, and then the receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have ego, we attach to all three of these things.
Right,
Like,
right.
I did something for you.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
see,
yeah.
or you did
Right.
something to me.
So well said. That's where connection transcends attachment when you get to the process. And just to speak to what Sunday said, it's peace in the uncomfortable. It's not just peace. It's transcending peace and chaos together. So like if it was just peace, it would be boring. It would be boring, or you wouldn't be able to you wouldn't experience.
Sure, you're right. You're right.
It's like the deepest chaos, peace within that, and then you sort of transcend both. You realize all of that was an illusion, so you get to being in the moment. But there is definitely a level of peace, but it's in relative context with everything else that's not peace. So
yeah, because the world that we perceive is pure chaos.
So
yeah, hell yeah.
And this the perfection is when you can maintain that same peaceful state of mind in the most chaotic situation.
Correct.
With the most aggressive person or the most difficult person that you interact with. We never really interact with any other beings. Everything is in our mind. We only project.
Yeah.
There is no self and there is no other. We perceive each other relatively the same because we share similar karma that allow us to intertwine with each other. Or we cross paths because of we've already met before. We just don't know it. We don't recognize each other because of our appearances, our false appearances that we give ourselves and that we project onto others. The idea of an other.
And that's the map to empathy. So like a lot of what we're doing here is like it's an instruction booklet to empathy or compassion. Like everything that we're saying in the bar is like empathy can be taught. They will tell you here, they'll brainwash you, indoctrinate you, everything's separate. You're you can't, you can't take care of X, Y, or Z. That's them, that's their problem. But it's like a lot of what Jerome is saying leads to seeing a little bit of yourself in everything or everyone in order to build your empathic skills, because it's about, you got to care about yourself healthy enough to care about others. It's the same thing. Like others are you. So if you start caring about others, you're caring about yourself. If you're caring about yourself, you're caring about others. So, like how do we balance not giving a fuck with unconditional love? And it's doing both simultaneously.
You gotta practice. Your practice has to be unconditioned to realize your unconditioned nature, because everything you perceive is conditioned is based on causes and conditions. It's an endless cycle of duality.
Oh, and the absolute, Jerome. Everything, because you said a great thing earlier about the relative perfection. It's taking the duality as absolute that pollutes and makes everything toxic, because everyone's viewing that separate as absolute instead of relative. So they then don't see themselves, or they don't see the mirror. And I didn't know we were going to, well, you knew kind of we do this, but, from a philosophical and spiritual perspective, we'll realize that that's the mission of our experience. Like you wanted to be loved, you wanted to be seen, or you wanted to be felt or heard, but you realize like, oh, we're all in the same boat. Like once you really get down to it, and it's a process, and it's not the journey. The journey is the destination. It's not about the result. It's convening and communing in this experience where we'll get maybe a little closer to the refinement of empathy and compassion and acting in that way and in accordance with the same. So hopefully this music plants some of those seeds. Like these conversations that stem from it are a major part of the purpose. And we digress with language to a large extent, but we're doing the best we can with it. And yeah, we're wilding, Solo. Go. Let's keep it moving.
Let's keep it moving. The only thing that I could Only thing that I could say to like, it's crazy that you say that, cause like I got this little spoken word type of thing that's gonna be on my new album. It's on a new track.
Dope.
I've sent it to someone, so proof that it's a real thing. But um,
Dope.
it starts with like what you just. It starts with like they ask me why I ain't never like in a hurry. I tell them life ain't about the destination, it's about the journey. I can't waste another nanosecond switching lanes, swerving. My mission is to serve even the worst. The people deserve me. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like, I
Thank
mean,
you.
like, it's all about that.
Sunday.
What the
Sunday, those are some of the
Why you
best
don't
bars
act like that?
I've never. That's the best. That's the best 2 bars. Like I can't wait to hear your album.
It's the
That
album's
is
different,
beautiful,
man.
bro.
It's different.
Bro, that is beautiful. And I mean, go back to your equality shit, like some of the fallen trees shit. You know, you've got major soul and a lot to say. So I love hearing that you're doing something like that on the upcoming record. That is beautiful. Feels direct corollary to what we were just talking about.
For
So
sure, that
genius.
shit right. I was like, dude, I thought I was kind of out of this convo, but I was like, I'm on track. I'm right
No,
on the page.
you
What?
are.
Let's go,
Beautiful,
son.
bro. Beautiful.
That's called Just Keep Swimming off my new album, so fucking watch out. But anyway,
So
if,
I'm.
oh,
What are we on? We're on daily practice. We're on daily practice. My bad.
Yep.
I was getting ahead of myself. So we're only on 11. I was thinking we were on 13.
If you're just joining us, this is another episode of Universal Theory, YOU. I'm just playing. It's,
Nice.
This is actually Sunday's listening sesh. This installment is for Monk is the Master, Alien is the Legend by Jerome Duffy and Blonde Jew. We're almost through this thing. It's been a great time. We are on. Wait, Clingdon? No, we're on Daily Practice yet. Daily Practice, track 11.
This the joint.
This the jam. Turn this shit up.
Yo,
Play
there's
again.
nothing to attain, nothing to be gained. Cause anything you claim is subject to a change. Even the Buddha is just a title, it's nothing but a name. We all suffer through the pain, but I got something to explain. My theory of relativity, our bodies occupy the same space, but our minds operate on another plane, so our struggles are not the same. I'm constantly cultivating, you just playing with your life like it's nothing but fun and games. Death is coming, nobody can run away. Trying to put off till tomorrow was gotta get done today. But tomorrow was not a promise. I know you wanna say no one's perfect. Perfect your practice first, there is no other way. Duality's not reality, the truth is the middle way. Time is relative, it's always slipping away. I try to meditate every day, and then I pray. I don't accumulate blessings, I'd rather give them away. There's no power in knowledge if you don't use it in your daily practice. I'm not a master, I'm a Buddhist trying to break my habits. Everything is perfect, we lack the faith to believe it. Develop daily practice, that's the only way to see it. There's no power in knowledge if you don't use it in your daily practice. I'm not a master, I'm a Buddhist trying to break my habits. Everything is perfect, we lack the faith to believe it. Develop daily practice, that's the only way to see it. I never claimed to be a master, I'm a student learning to master myself. All your judgment you passing, you can save that for yourself. You demonize religion cause you don't have a practice yourself. All your criticisms sound like cries asking for help. My entire life is a crisis, I'm sacrificing my vices. No more smoking weed, drinking or eating meat, but I beat my meat. I'm trying to live a life with no more masturbation. I come hard when I grip the mic, that's no exaggeration. Dealing with frustration like Bruce Banner, but who's to blame? I'm antisocial, I stay in my cave like Bruce Wayne. I'm Bruce Lee with philosophy, but I'm hardly the smartest. I'm Bruce Campbell facing off against the army of darkness.
Yo.
I'm not just rapping for the sake of rapping. I make a promise to myself, then I make it happen by taking action. I might be falling off, I may be slacking, but I pick myself back up. It's all part of my daily practice. There's no power in knowledge if you don't use it in your daily practice. I'm not a master, I'm a Buddhist trying to break my habits. Everything is perfect, we lack the faith to believe it. Develop daily practice, that's the only way to see it. There's no power in knowledge if you don't use it in your daily practice. I'm not a master, I'm a Buddhist trying to break my habits. Everything is perfect, we lack the faith to believe it. Develop daily practice, that's the only way to see it.
That you have solved something for yourself that many other people in this world still have ahead of them. And what does it mean right now again? It means that now that you have went through that hardness, now you can be the guide for others. And to maybe see this as a type of purpose.
This guy. Holy moly, yeah. Solu says sheesh. MCP, the
Yeah.
beat is also fire. All that. I mean, all I'm gonna say is this is where he went Super Saiyan, and I'm wearing my Dragon Ball T-shirt for you. Look, remember you were talking about it yesterday? I own a Dragon Ball T, and I wore it for this occasion. Cause
Awesome.
we don't do nothing regular Saiyan around here. No regular Hadoukens around here. Only Shinkus. You feel me? Fuck, dog. Hey, that shit was such a fireball. It's such a great solo piece, you know, on this whole like what the fuck? What the fuck? So what is that? When is that done? Is that done earlier and it's been hanging, or is it done later to fill kind of a spot, or what's going on?
So that was actually done around 2 years ago, almost two. It was actually with a project. A producer hit me up. It was like, man, I want to do a whole album with you. And he was like, man, I'm gonna give you these beats. And he gave me the artwork already and was like,
Oh
go.
shit.
And you know, we all get these messages all the time, like, oh, I want to do your album. But this dude was like, I'll pay for everything. I just want you to
Oh.
rap on these beats. And I was like, all right, cool. So this was the song I did. But then it was on a different beat by that producer. And then, you know, things ended up falling apart or whatever. But I like the song. I wanted to use it for this.
Hell yeah.
So I couldn't use that dude's beat. So
Yeah,
I made
yeah.
another beat, which wasn't this. It was like a DJ Premier kind of beat. Blonde Jew was like, Blonde Jew fought with me, and I'm glad he did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nah, that ain't it. That ain't it.
Yeah. Correct.
But then I made my version of the original beat using a completely different sample, but
Yep.
as close to that original beat as possible.
It felt
and
more.
this is the one.
Oh shit. Oh,
Yo, this song, like, it's my favorite song on the album, and I've said this multiple times. Like, that song is worthy of, and I say this about his verses or his songs, but like, that's an entire career's worth of gems from most other artists in terms of just soul, intention, and messaging. And like what Jerome is doing from reflecting his experience and giving you, you know, information and worldly and non-worldly advice. Like, I knew how powerful it was when I heard it originally, and regardless of the shit with the other producer, I was pushing him. I was like, you gotta, if we can't, and I pushed the producer too. I was like, can't we have that beat, please? Like, I was like, this song's incredible. So I fought with the producer on his behalf, and since we couldn't have it, he did all those things he just said, and I made him send me the stems. Eventually, I was like, let me mix that and make sure, because that sample's raw. Some of the samples we chose here are pretty raw, so sound quality. Well, it's not the best, it's not the worst either. We wanted some of that raw Wu-Tang feel, and I think Jerome is a master at that. And the master entendre, he says it. It's in the title of the album. He says he's not a master in the beginning of the second verse. Like, there's a lot of that relative language advice. Like, don't take everything so absolutely. Like, listen to it, feel it, let it resonate, and get to the relative so you can really feel what Jerome is offering. And it was such a blessing to, like, when he hit the home run with that version of the beat, I was like, man, it's one of the greatest songs ever. I can listen to that song and it will lift my spirits, or it will tell me to chill the fuck out, or it's got a lot in it for you when things aren't quite right in your mind. Just listen to that daily practice joint, and Jerome will smack you into shape, basically.
Ooh,
yeah,
perfectly.
I'm smacking myself in shape in that. I was 100% talking to myself about in this whole song. I wasn't trying to teach nobody nothing. This was like a real inner reflection of myself.
Beautiful. Effortless, bro.
Everybody get the 4 Bruces: Bruce Wayne, Bruce Banner, Bruce Lee,
Bruce Campbell. Yeah, for sure. Hell yeah, man. We also heard that you bust a nut when you grab a microphone. So, track 12, Brother Human.
Let's go.
Is that a transition? Here we go.
Nice.
Brother Human, track 12. I'll spell it out.
Deaths through asteroids after the void, they call that minimal. The whole galaxy still laughs at the human pinnacle. Turn to ashes real quick like a massive quake. Subliminal aftershock, shock you and fade in between your chakras. Every ill-conceived plot, black hole in the wall absconded. Gravity shook your brain and your skull. We saved Wakanda, brought the interstellar light with the hope that is made from conscious. Light beings on the verge of another sight. See you after all this, question everything we ever write. Do the right thing, string theory lessons in every light. That's the thing, hear me. Vested impression, they call me Spike. Tore the veil down, specially messages tore the sales down. Nailed down, y'all still endorsing a bunch of failed clowns. Hell nah, y'all ain't important, we come impaled now. The DNA is different, but this one don't tell the tale now. We felt the humans like a virus, they had to stick it out. Attach it to a virus, take a napkin and a lighter. Bring it back, we've been the righteous. Told a story that was prophecy, they had us in their sights, yeah. We felt the humans like a virus, but had to stick it out. Attach it to papyrus, take a napkin and a lighter. Bring it back, we've been the righteous. Told the story that was prophecy, they had us in their sights,
The human race is an invasive species. You're my brother from another planet, so I totally understand it. From your perspective, this place is species. What's a pile of poop to a fly? We call it home. Stargazing, staring off in the skies, we're not alone. We need an interstellar intervention to inspire an intermission to enter the internal inner dimension. I tried to warn them, but they didn't listen. I already told them we're trapped in a body, everybody living in prison. The Buddha already showed them the path. Square roots, we broke it down and then showed them the math. At the same time, giving them the odds to solve the space rhyme continuum while they pray for a new genesis from God. We living in a pod, a symbiotic womb. The world that we perceive is in a simulated room, and all the human beings are only holograms. With no leaders to follow, we only follow grams. Damn.
Felt the humans like a virus, they had to stick it out. Attach it to papyrus, take a napkin and a lighter. Bring it back, we've been the righteous. Told a story that was prophecy, they had us in their sights, yeah. We felt the humans like a virus, but had to stick it out. Attach it to papyrus, take a napkin and a lighter. Bring it back, we've been the righteous. Told a story that was prophecy, they had us in their sights, yeah.
You will come to know eventually. Wait a minute. When the mind becomes
Diesel on the
tranquil
wheels of
and acquires
steel.
the power of one-pointed attention, it is possible to exchange thoughts.
Boy, so we're first of all, I know we hear Jew do hooks on like barkeepers and stuff, but there's nothing like, again, Jew painting on his official canvas, like for his music. This shit is a different level of locked in the different multi voices and stuff. Clearly, like when we do weekly raps, you can't spend as much time like honing that kind of shit in, but this guy's a fucking hook master along with bar master. That was nuts. Also, we're like track 12 tracks in, and then this is where you guys are kind of finally like, I don't know. You guys are like conversing on like a ground, like on a ground level kind of type of situation almost. This shit is crazy, dog. Maybe not conversing, but it feels like you guys are meeting like wavelength style.
I love that joint. That's one of my faves too. That one, like Jerome talks about Deltron 3030, and this being kind of a new age concept album, and we both think of Del as one of our favorite MCs. That's one of our favorite albums ever, and that song in specifically is sort of an ode to Del and Deltron because of the Virus song. So that's
Yes.
I reference Virus and Papyrus in the hook, which if you know Deltron well, there's a song called Virus, and he says, I want to devise a virus, bring dire straits to your environments, crushing corporations with a mild touch, trash your whole computer system, and revert you to Papyrus. So that's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite songs ever, and it was like Del sort of helped me write this one in the ether when I wrote. When Jerome sent that beat, I felt like I tapped into some Del on this one. It was just like, let it rip. And he, of course, I love my verse on that, and he, of course, thematically kills it. And
so cool.
I love that joint. Love that joint.
Del, yeah, which will say you.
Yeah, nice. We can keep it moving. I know we're brushing up on your phonic and grammar.
Yeah, sorry, grandson. Or did they start, or are they waiting? My bad, dude.
I don't know, but grandson was still in here the
Okay.
last song, so
Okay,
let's
yeah.
push it on through.
For sure, for sure.
Next one.
That bar would have been way iller if you said shit instead of poop. That's all I'll say, bro. But this nigga, he don't cuss, so I'm saying he ain't cussed in 10 years, bro.
Well, I said feces. I said feces.
You did.
So
You did. You did.
It was a callback to me saying.
Yeah. I know. No, I love it. I love it. One of my favorites. Lost in Space with more Frankie Diesel on the wheels of Steezel.
Lost in space, can't nobody hear you scream. Delusion rules everything around me, it was all a dream. Lost in space, can't nobody hear you scream. The truth is hard to face, it's easy to choose to live a dream. I done stayed up all night making a beat. Now I can't tell if I'm awake or asleep. Inception, gotta be careful what I say when I speak. Mean what I say what I mean. My lyrics be making them think. Question the totality of your reality. The world that you perceive is a projection from your own conception. It's not a reflection. You superimpose in all directions, but you oppose when you oppose. You human probes every day of the week.
In a ship with a 3-6 look. Get a piece when I keep this cook. Spin around this petroglyph on the ground with a scene and we need this book. Power of now, that's 1,000 just crowded. Round get around, that's really what it came down to. I'm just out here, Jew. That's true. They really want to get us in a loop, but I'm out of orbit like a Corvette. That's yours.
I lost audio.
I doubt that's what they now have when it's loud out in these black holes. We ascend bodies, then red bodies from the lower bed that we shoot cause we
lost in space. Can't nobody hear you scream. Delusion rules everything around me, it was all a dream. Lost in space, can't nobody hear you scream. The truth is hard to face, it's easy to choose.
Jerome, you got audio, bro?
What happened? Yeah, I see Jerome bumping. You lost audio?
Oh, I did. You know, I've been dancing to the whole album, so the audio dropped for me before I came in. Yeah.
What the fuck?
I got like the first. Do I need to jump out or pop back in?
Chat room, let me know if you guys lost music during that. But I know Jerome Duffy was still hearing. I was still hearing. It's not really about me. MCP says the chat room heard it, so it might be on your side something, Jay.
Okay.
But yeah, if you want to hop out and hop in, it won't fuck anything up here. You'll just pop right back up on here. I don't know. But I'll keep it playing.
Yeah, my bad. My bad.
No, yeah, I just wanted to check, but I guess they could hear it. Saul could hear it. Yeah, they could hear it.
Okay.
Lost in space, can't nobody hear you scream. Delusion rules everything around me, it was all a dream. Lost in space, can't nobody hear you scream. The truth is hard to face, it's easy to choose to live a dream. Everybody live in their own world, but we share similar conditions. It's a multiverse of madness, we live in different dimensions. The essence created a mind and body, we live in a prison, but we can't see the bars because the people in power have hidden agendas. I ain't gonna say I was given a vision, but I was given alien tech to amplify the signal and get them to listen. The frequency taps into vibrations that resonate with the soul. I can plant the seed, but you gotta provide the water, you better wait till they grow.
better not be waiting for truth in a situation they taking us over. This that harder to hit like it's coded. Poison our minds and on the water. It's color for color and trauma for trauma. Take a long look at us screaming, let go. Cycles repeated, we die for at least, but they try to be dream like it's finally woke up. True cool megahertz, whatever works. I got a soul, I say lead body electric. Still gotta let this go like a death wish. Catch me in never church. No better, sir. The alien is the legend. Among us the one with the spirit to overcome or be done with it. That's whatever, cause we
lost in space. Can't nobody hear you scream. Delusion rules everything around me, it was all a dream. Lost in space, can't nobody hear you scream. The truth is hard to face, it's easy to choose to live a dream. Lost in space, can't nobody hear you scream. Delusion rules everything around me, it was all a dream. Lost in space, can't nobody hear you scream. The truth is hard to face, it's easy to choose to live a dream.
What the hell weed were you on with this beat? It's so good. What is going on, bro? I don't even get it. This shit, it's all so good. And you guys have this shit dancing at all the way at a couple tracks left. You're still, like, you're just, this thing is the perfect movement, man, because I'm like just now still like ready to rock. It's not like you guys did some climactic shit and then it plays out or whatever. Like, I'm rocking at 13 and it feels free, and then you know and as chill as that beat, and that beat's awesome, and it's like chill and like soft pocket as it is, you guys both went ape shit. And again, it works well because you didn't go nuts. Like you wasn't overdoing on any of the rest of the shit. On this one, you guys danced like holy shit, son. You guys both was doing all kind of acrobatics. I loved it, especially at a couple joints left. Like what a good energy, whatever. Anyways, go ahead, man. I try to keep my shit quick. What y'all got?
Bonjour.
Sorry, I was messing with the audio so I could hear the joint. Yo, Jerome set this one off. This is a beat I made like a year ago. Yeah. I loved this beat the moment I made it. I actually even sent it to barkeepers as a potential barkeeper beat, and Cure did not select it. The Bartians got a chance at this one, and Jerome grabbed it and like set it off. And so he put the hook on. I think he had both. He had 2 8 bars and a hook before I had. It was my task. It was my task then to fill in the blanks with those other 2 8-bar verses. And I mean, Jerome he surprised me, honestly, because I heard slower, more relaxed flows on this. And then,
oh my God.
You know, he made me do what I did lyrically. Like I had to step up and kind of go crazy with it.
Yeah.
I had no choice. And I actually, this is one I rewrote. I think I had a different set of 8s at one point, and these 2 8s became the song. I kind of knew I had to tighten up and make sure I was up to par with what he was doing. And I love the mix on this. I love how this song came out. I think it's a timeless joint. I think it'll last a long time. I done stayed up all night making a beat. I can't tell if I'm awake or asleep.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And it's very distinct. You could tell a Jew from a Jerome Duffy, but they all still live in the same fucking plane, and that is amazing. You know, it's amazing. That beat lives on the same exact world as all the Duffy beats, you know, or the excerpt, you know, like. So very cool, Duffy.
Yeah, just when I heard the beat, I tried to be like all 4 Goody Mob members all at once.
Nice.
That was my. Great. I don't know if it came off like that, but that was my intention.
Dungeon shit, dungeon.
I love that answer.
Hell yeah, bro. Fuck yeah, that's legit.
Good. Like, the good die mostly over bullshit. God is every man of blackness. Remove 1-0. That's what Goody Mob stands for. The good die mostly over bullshit. You remove 1-0. God is every man of blackness. Yep. That's that ATL knowledge.
Hell yeah. Yeah, Jew is basically Dungeon Family for those that don't know, so y'all better recognize. Did you freeze? Oh, yeah, by proxy. Alright, here we go. We're almost there. Medications. Just kidding. Mediations. Also kidding. Meditations.
I found the path, it was always there, nobody paved it.
Conti on the hook.
I done came across skulls and bones of lost souls that never made it. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step. But if you take 1 step off the path, you'll miss your destination by 1,000 miles. Come walk with me. Yo, I found the path, it was always there. Nobody paved it, came across skulls and bones of lost souls that never made it. Everybody want peace, but they never meditated. Everybody wanna fly away, but they never levitated. Life's a never-ending journey. Pack your provisions quick. It's a tactical decision, but you don't have to ask for permission slips. It's a nasty and vicious trip. But some of us have to slip before we get back on track and actually get a grip. Get a hold of yourself. When it rains, it always pours. It really showers. It's hard to ignore the beauty when you're walking through fields of flowers. Calibrate your moral compass. Take heed and follow the bars. It's easy to get lost and turned around trying to follow the stars. We get distracted by the bees and the birds. So much nectar and honey, nobody wants to leave from this earth. Every deed's another seed in the dirt. Ashes to ashes, back to the leaves in the dirt. Lust is the root, it's the reason for birth.
They say life's short, but the journey long. I just gotta make a way before the feelings gon' make. Future brightest daylight, but you living wrong. If you wanna shine through, gotta clear the fog. Meditation while I'm blazing, gotta feel it wrong. I'm just trying to do right, please don't get me wrong. I ain't perfect, but I'm worth it, still going strong. Everything that's in my soul, put it in a song.
Came from one cell, put 'em up in the air like dumbbells. These humans so hoping for change, but ain't been up to a test like some spells. I call it magic, made all the habits too far to grab 'em like sun's hell. One for the mind when it shine like that's how it go when none fell. If you wish on a star, aliens ain't that far. Switch, don't get in a car, this'll be hard. System was built on a flaw, y'all still don't listen at all. Nah, the mission you figure you are a star. Wish on yourself in a minute, we did it, they critical, this is that wrong. With a load is met, deep breath with a flow so wet, they cannot get a moment yet. It was still so cold when it go, don't know no rest. For the one with a pogo, blessed by pole when it grow no left. Life flow is a dice flow when it blow up, you can all go heck. If you medicated, that's heavyweights carry better weights, very head of state, we very never made it, I'm late to share it. But I found my path, so break a cherry, go take it very serious. I'm shaking off inferior, we breaking off Andromeda. Gotta say it's all sincere, but I digress. The monk call, put a vibe in the air. I flew to a place where I could've been high, but you can't be kind of aware. I told him there's only no I, spy, let him go get a life. Ain't nothing but you and no mothership, government broken, it's time to prepare.
They say life short, but the journey long. I just gotta make a way before the feelings gon' fade. Future brightest daylight, but you living wrong. If you wanna shine through, gotta clear the fog. Meditation while I'm blazing, gotta feel it wrong. I'm just trying to do right, please don't get me wrong. I ain't perfect, but I'm worth it, still going strong. Everything that's in my soul, put it in a song.
Another perfect choice of like feature. Just the fact that you had him do that, like only he could do that, and tonally, you know, he sits right there in this tone of this song, and it's great. It moves like it moves perfectly. Yo, niggas, yo, this shit right here, bro. This is a Duffy.
Yeah, and that was all Rome. That was all Rome. Like Rome set up the feature. Rome did it all. Rome had the verse, the feature, the beat. It was so eclectic and unique. And
so cool.
I sat on it for a long time. That was one I sat on for a couple. I sat on for a couple months. Yeah, and he would ask like, "You done that verse yet?" I'm like, it's got to be in the right mood and time. And eventually the time came, and I did it in one night, and it was.
I was trying to get hella people on this song.
Yeah, it's different.
The beat was intimidating. I don't know what, but only Conti was the only one who hopped on it.
It's different.
It's a mood for sure. Like I think you gotta be in that to hit that. You know what I mean? Which, you know,
he snapped too. Jerome did some crazy shit there. That was different for Jerome between beat and flow. So I had to step it up, and you know.
My whole verse is like speaking in metaphor the whole time. Some of them are like generic cliche metaphors, but the whole shit is all metaphor for the original concept for the whole song was like you walking through a forest, you know, and you like having a enlightening moment or whatever while you walking through the forest. That's why you hear like little birds chirping in the background and shit. And there's a story behind the beat. And this is a real story. I know I hate when people make up fake ass stories about how they were inspired about something. But,
I didn't know people make up fake stories. That's sad.
People do. But so the beat that you hear now was not really mixed that way at first. The beat didn't have the little flute playing separately. It was all part of one sample. Because all my beats I make were just samples. I don't play any keys or anything. I just chop up different samples, then I just add drums on it.
Yeah.
But I was riding my bike one day with the earphones in, and one ear came out, and then this side was only playing like the main melody that I chopped up without the flute.
Oh, it was recorded like that.
Yeah, it was
panned.
The original recording was done in stereo.
Yeah.
So, I'm about to isolate that flute and put that on just the right ear, but then play it on both, take it out of stereo when I mix it, and man, that shit came out hella clean.
I love it.
Crazy.
I love when cool producer stuff happens like that. Yes. Yup. You realize that was only on a right track or left track, so you were able to isolate it, full mix it in, and then now you have it by itself, and it hits so well. I really did. I did just want to point out, if you guys haven't, this is my first time listening in my studio headphones. If you guys have a good pair of just like hardcore phones, bro, and you could put those on and really sink into this project, it's been a different experience with me being right here, bro, and like especially
Sunday.
The beats. Shout out to the mix and mastering, and shout out to the beat selection.
Thank you.
Man, I've tried that trick. I've tried that trick hella times after. The shit don't work. It would only work on this one sample. I'd be like, let me try to isolate this air out. It never works no more. Only on this one beat in my whole life.
For the most part, people don't hard right, hard left anymore. But that shit, like all Motown and stuff, if you listen to one ear, it'll be like half the band. Like they were hard. You could hear them in different parts of the room, literally, and it was all that was part of it too. So yeah. But I think now people blend so much, and I don't think they even give. Yeah, you're gonna hear it on the other side. But anyway, okay.
Title track. It's getting late. I did not realize how late it was. Title track.
Yeah. Here we go.
I'm over here getting sleepy.
You gotta hang out for Grandsome show because we kept them late.
I'm the master of self, master of one. There's no I, there's no self, so I'm the master of none. My aura shines bright enough to blacken the sun. Always got something to prove like a bastard's son. I talk with a ravenous tongue, but I'm breaking my habits, taming myself. The daily practice is fun, and I'm always on point like an accurate gun with more jewels than a supersonic immaculate run on Sega Genesis. The God is limitless, so y'all remember this. My last 7 lives were all just scrimmages. My memory banks have no words, it's all just images. Every lyric is animation, full color vividness. The alien was around before the Big Bang, a living legend in the flesh doing big things. Telekinesis using big brains, never breaking a sweat, leaving the human pit stain.
All threats flying through your Armageddon. Change comes later like karma, we off the betters. Jerome is the monk and the alien is the legend. I don't ever sleepy, we easily resurrected. All threats flying through your Armageddon. Change comes later like karma, we off the betters. Jerome is the monk and the alien is the legend. I don't ever sleepy, we easily resurrected.
I break back in the ship, got the passages lit. Broke the seal, have reality come back to its sense. I am the galaxy before they made the passages. Built all the wormholes, massive like a crack in the wind. The space-time to face facts, it's immaculate. They're selling souls for the end of the world. They call it accurate. After which, hunt the whole species. Aggregate, destruction on the menu. Asterisk. We've been studied like the will of eternal. Learn to practice every day like if they kill me it's permanent. Ill from the firmament. Humans take their pills and don't learn from it. They make excuses till the cows don't come back. They ain't return from it. Yearn something. Y'all want money but need to burn something. Connected by the light of no sun. Y'all should turn run it. Black hole solar. Got them last holdovers. I was that so close to the past. We struck a nerve, cut it.
Bomb threats flying through your Armageddon. A change comes later like karma, we off the betters. Jerome is the monk and the alien is the legend. I don't ever sleep, we easily resurrected. Bomb threats flying through your Armageddon. A change comes later like karma, we off the betters. Jerome is the monk and the alien is the legend. I don't ever sleep, we easily resurrected.
All good for me. If you're gonna do your title fucking track, one track from the end, I think you're setting expectations high. You have to do it proper, but just like everything else on this thing, you guys did that shit proper, man. Solu says nasty. Paranoia says ugh. Yeah, man. Fuck. How about this?
I was going to say, let's run the last track and finish out because we've got to give you the 3 winners for the contest as well before we go. And I know Rome's tired. It's getting late, and we've yapped. I can't thank everybody enough for hanging and Sunday for doing this.
Gotcha.
Rome killed that shit, man. He's the master of self, the master of one, and there's no I, and he's the master of none, or something. That's the best shit ever.
Or something, he said.
I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah. Here we go. Last one. My bad. I forgot to do the track title on the master. Anyways. Track 16, Beyond Pluto. Let's get it.
Still without new coast. Icy rocks came from the depths beyond Pluto. Outside the box, let it be extra kudos. Line and I, they really been flying on extra trufo. We ain't too cold, still without new coast. Icy rocks came from the depths beyond Pluto. Outside the box, let it be extra kudos. Line and I, they really been flying on extra trufo.
Hold up, telepathy, recipe, got no best of me. Check it, I move the beat like a speaker, so come get next to me. Nexus, don't move your feet, they got lessons to lose, so death to me. Always connect the dot with a reason to do Persephone. Long walks, journey complete when I lose the better me. Wrote it from in the heart and regarded ya do for lettering. Varsity starter, mover, that's true for the price of never been. Used to getting confused when it's new, that was Jew confessing. Had some Rico Wade leverage, got loose to pursue the extra heat. Floated through the trees and exhausted, the cost was extra deep. Among the seas, we don't talk unless we got everything in line with fine wine, 2 models and all the blessings be. Pursue the spaceship and wait for the landing next to me. Always wait for the sign when it's time, we don't like to set it free. Attachment been the road to greater pain and we don't let it be. Explain the bigger picture, had a smaller chance to bless the beat.
We ain't too cold, still without new coast. Icy rocks came from the depths beyond Pluto. Outside the box, let it be extra kudos. Line and I, they really been flying on extra trufo. We ain't too cold, still without new coast. Icy rocks came from the depths beyond Pluto. Outside the box, let it be extra kudos. Line and I, they really been flying on extra trufo.
The world is cold and frozen over, no one's sober. Living is dying slowly, everyone's growing older. Barely holding on like your last few strands of hair before you comb it over. Looking like Homer Simpson, living with no intention. Your soul's in prison like Encino Man. Either adapt or go extinct, don't ever think that you don't need no plan. Even Peter Pan had to learn to be a man. 10,000 armed bodhisattva whenever you need a hand. Trapped in the past, had to go back to the future. To survive this timeline, you have to have a computer. And only good things can happen, that's word to BDR. Take it step by step like fat nerds with DDR, that's how we living. Skillfully apply knowledge to develop wisdom. In the matrix, that's how you defeat the algorithm. And now we winning. No life hacks, no cheat codes. Only stone cold hearts who stay on beast mode.
We ain't too cold, still without new coast. Icy rocks came from the depths beyond Pluto. Outside the box, let it be extra kudos. Line and I, they really been flying on extra trufo. We ain't too cold, still without new coast. Icy rocks came from the depths beyond Pluto. Outside the box, let it be extra kudos. Line and I, they really been flying on extra trufo.
So ridiculous.
Fun.
So ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, we said it. Unless there's any special stories or something you need for that track. I mean, for me, I've said it all. I've said what I feel about this thing. As a whole, I don't even gotta talk bars. I still gotta do the rest of my listens to catch up to these bars. But
Beautiful.
You drinking Adwala?
You were talking to me?
Yeah.
Nah, but it's a green juice, which I was like, I'm not gonna be boozing on here. It's Jerome Duffy and the Monk, man. I'm gonna drink green juice and smoke some green. You know what I mean? Yeah, pretty much out of that was
That's
funny.
the big bottle too. You flexing.
It's the big one.
And how much was that? Like $10?
Yeah, actually probably $8.99 or something. Yeah.
And that's grocery money, bro.
Yeah. Look, man. I do it for this, and listen, that was a great time. It won't be my last or my last 500th listen. Like, this is an amazing project. Again, that's all I got. I've said everything that like I love and think about this thing. If you guys want to do anything to kind of close the project out, and we'll get to this contest and get out of here.
So thankful.
Nah, man, I just want to get to the contest because I've been excited to let the winners know who they are.
Hell yeah. Okay. Dope. Okay, well, that's the project. You guys make sure you go get that shit. All right, so this is the Body Is Not a Body contest. You guys all know what the fuck is up with that. Deadline was last night. Anyways, So, you guys saying that you have a top 3?
So shout out Scotty Beeman and Daniel. They dropped after our show yesterday, where we played everybody that we had, or was there one other two that we wanted to shout out, Jerome? Daniel, Scotty Beeman.
You guys got Sodally
Oh,
Tober?
Yeah, Soda Tober we played on the show. Ben to the TLY, Bentley drop. All really cool to hear them drop in those last few hours. So we had, I think, what ended up being 12 total submissions. And man, so Solu was kind of DQ'd for being a Barshan because nobody could vote for him with one Barshan and the unofficial honorary Barshan Jerome. So with Excerpt Beats, Jerome and I judging together, it was like 98% unanimous, these three. So in the third spot,
wait, hold up.
What you got?
It was unanimous, bro. Like we didn't even have to. The idea was we were gonna all come up with a top 3 and all this. It was like, nah.
Right.
I put my top 3 in there, and then everybody was like, same.
Right. And we'll talk about it as we drop them. And it was a little tighter for me at the 1-2, but I agree with you guys. So we went with, in third place.
Oh, I thought he pointed at me. Were you pointing at Duffy?
Oh, I was.
Shit.
On one screen, he's below me. On the other screen, he's to my side.
That is
in third place,
embarrassing.
we had.
What the fuck?
We had. Right. So Show Rock gets the third spot. I'll say the second spot. The second spot goes to the host with the most, who's in the room with us right now. High Sunday comes in second. Yes.
Hell yeah.
And then the gold number 1 spot with the shoes going to him goes to.
Ooh, who is it? Oh, who is it? Devour, Euphonic. He said Show Rock was third. Who is it? I'm excited for you guys. It's probably Devour, Birthday Boy Devour.
Rome, what you got?
It's Devour.
Oh, that's dope, man. I was talking to Devour in the chat last night about it, and he's excited to win this thing. So, very well deserved. Holy shit! Congrats, Devour. So Devour wins those fucking sick ass forces,
Yeah. Devour, DM me, bro. DM me your address. I'll get them out tomorrow or Wednesday. You'll have them later this week. And Sunday and Raka, too. Y'all send me y'all's addresses, and I'll send you a little Monk Alien merch pack.
How exciting.
Real quick, I want to go over my judging because
sure.
The reason why I picked Devour as my number 1 because he was the only person that made me question my own verse on this shit. And really, like we said earlier, he like bodied the whole track. Like he really took the concept and he took off with it.
Hell
and this
yeah.
was like Devour when he's at his best.
Agreed.
So uniquely, I like that different shit. Devour is uniquely different. He's not the most technical bar because the 2 most technical was Sunday and Show Rocka. But y'all both kind of went off topic a little bit.
For sure.
Devour, like, he just stayed on topic the whole time. And was like...
Yeah, it felt like it felt like he was supposed to be
he was the
part
one
of
that was
song.
on the song.
Yeah.
So, and that's how I felt, guys. Like, I felt like maybe Sunday was a little more technical, but the vibe that Devour presented, and I said it when we listened to the shit live on the air when we streamed everybody the other day, that verse sounded like it was on the song. And I even I wish we had done the contest before we had submitted because we might have put Devour's verse on the song before we dropped the album. That's how much I felt like it fit with the song. So for that reason too, Sunday I had you a little closer. I had to waver a little bit, but unequivocally because of how much we felt like Devour fit with the song. That's why Devour got the 1 spot, and it was unanimous. Excerpt, Jerome, and I all ended up with Devour at 1, Sunday at 2, and Rocka at 3.
To be real, I did too. That's why I was fucking with him in the chat last night. I was like,
okay.
I didn't know you were gonna disqualify Solu, but I was like, they may not give it a Solu just because, for real, he's like, you know what I mean? Things may whatever. Even though Solu was the nuttiest, but then I'm like, it has to be Devour. just in that sense, because it's like he sounds like that thing, bro. Like it's crazy, and yeah. I felt that shit last night or whatever, whenever that other live was. Yeah. Congrats to Devour, man, and it all kind of works. One last birthday, one last birthday
Euphonic
win
said,
for
"I wish I
Devour.
had the song first." Euphonic in the chat said, "I wish I had the song first too." But also, Euphonic was real close to me too. He was like, he was
Shut up,
right on
Euphonic.
topic too.
Euphonic. I did have the song.
He was on topic too the whole time, and he had some slick little wordplay in there too. But Show Rock is like the king of slick wordplay, and then High Sunday he just did the most. Like this nigga wanted to win.
He did.
For sure, but I didn't acclimate to the song as much, and that's 100 for sure. So,
But you did more than I realized, though. In hindsight, Sunday, like you had your verse grew on me as I listened to it more and more. It was closer. That's why it got closer for me as I listened to your verse multiple times. But still,
I love that.
Nothing could trump the vibe that
If he was on topic
Devour
as much as
presented.
Devour, you probably would have took first.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't have been able to be as stylish though. You know what I mean? If I like really tried to get into actual and I was like, let me style on this thing. But either way, Devour killed.
Well,
What are you gonna do?
I thought, well, it was really cool to hear because Jerome's that beat is transcendent, like that. So I loved hearing everybody just take the challenge of doing it and like to be able to do what you did. And I mean, Devour going to that top-notch Devour level, it's an honor, man. It's so fun.
Word, man. Well, congrats to Devour, me, and Show Rock. Body is not a body challenge successful. Album release. Monk is the master. Alien is the legend. Successful. Everybody go get it if you don't already have it, and go get it off of iTunes Music, man, and get this shit rotating. Also, lyrics for transmission up on genius.com, so check that shit out, share it so everybody knows that it's up there for these guys, and also that everybody knows that MC Paranoia is doing this shit for people, so be sure to tag him if you share the Genius post. Yeah, that's what's up, dude. What a great album. We'll be listening to it over and over and over. There's so much gems in there. One listen ain't enough, but this was a great fucking time. I love it. And then now we're about to get to more barkeeper shit. So everybody who's at least in here, please head straight over to Grandsum's Twitch, the G.I. Jew. You guys saw him in here, and him and Euphonic will be talking about the barkeepers rankings, and they held on. We've been pushing this shit way too late, and so they held on for us.
Man.
So let's be sure to support them.
Thank you. Thank everybody. Sunday, thank you so much, bro, for your time and your energy and your love, man. Can't thank you enough. Can't thank everybody enough.
Facts. Jerome, anything? We're gonna get out of here.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Sunday. Thank you, Blonde Jew. Everybody who stayed up hella late. And I got free beats. I made a post, like 2 posts.
This guy.
Free beats.
He's the god.
Hit me up.
He's the god. Hit him up. The monk is actually the
y'all out here rapping for free for imaginary keys. Like for the potential to win imaginary key, I'm giving y'all free beats.
Let's go.
The monk is the master.
I'll accept it. This ain't the barkeeper's show. We good. I agree.
The monk is the master.
I agree.
No disrespect, respectfully, the barkeepers, but they're not giving out free beats though. Like people.
This ain't the barkeeper show. Don't trip. We over here right now. But yeah.
I will say this week they are. It's a Blonde Jew beat. You win a lease if you win the gold key this week, and that song will be released. So this week.
Oh, look at you, Monk. Look what happened, Monk.
you just got monk up.
Free beat and still virtual keys. But anyways, yeah, man, what a great time, guys. Always a pleasure hanging out with y'all, getting to talk to y'all. Chat, y'all know, illest chat on the motherfucking internet, man. You guys are great for coming over to Twitch, doing this shit with us. Stay on Twitch. We got to go to Grandsums. Love you guys. Monk is the master. Alien is the legend. Out now everywhere. Be sure to check that shit out. And follow these guys at Blonju and at Jerome Duffy ADOS. Let's go. See you guys.
Thank you.